Welcome to Austria. I'm gonna draw them.
What if you could capture an entire country in one drawing? I've got 1 week to travel across Austria from Salzburg to Vienna to Innsbruck. Hi, I'm Danny, an Australian artist based in Belfast. I travel the world creating murals and illustrated maps that capture the personality of each place. For this trip, I am with my fiance Carl, who is also a street artist, so expect a lot of creativity, culture, food, drink, incredible landmarks, the history, and hopefully no broken bones.
Break my fingers.
Lots of adventure and conquering our
He
fears.
does not want to be up here.
Also, I can create this incredible map of Austria. Hundreds of hours. And I can't wait to take you on this journey. Here we go. Arriving into Salzburg via the train, we headed to our hotel, the Art Hotel, which is just next to the station with the most incredible views from our room. It's about a 10 to 15 minute walk into town with a rooftop terrace, which I highly recommend staying at.
We just got to Salzburg. We have absolutely no idea where we're going, but we're walking up along the river, would you say? And then the castle is up the back, and I think Old Town is this way, so we're gonna head there and have a drink and then work out the plan of how to draw this map.
Salzburg, which translates to Salt Castle, sits geographically near the German border, with Alps wrapping around it. The region was historically huge for salt mining, with a fortress overlooking the city. It's Mozart's birthplace, with music history literally everywhere. Home to Red Bull, pastel buildings, food, culture, and iconic street signs. On our walk, we came across Mirabel Gardens, which is featured in The Sound of Music, before crossing a bridge that is covered in thousands of these love locks.
This is Gasse. It's a shopping street with all these ornate hanging signs overhead. Word has it back in the day most people couldn't read, so shops would use these decorative wrought iron signs to show what they sold, so it's definitely going into my map. I'd been eager to try my first meal in Austria, so I've seen great reviews for Goldene Kugel. I think that's how you pronounce it.
They have Wiener Schnitzel.
I went for the goulash with a dumpling, and Carl picked the ox burger with chips. The dumpling, in my opinion, was a bit like bread stuffing with herbs and spices.
That's delicious. Okay, Carl picked this beer. It's a wheat beer.
There were so many different beers on the menu. This was a German one, and as you'll be able to tell, this is my first attempt at trying to pour a wheat beer.
Two for me. Cheers, yeah. Good morning. It is day 2 here in Salzburg, and we woke up a little bit late because we were quite tired from the journey yesterday. So early in the morning the day before, so off to go get a coffee and then work out a plan of what we want to see.
We came across Cafe Bazaar as we were walking down by the river. Austria is known for its cafe culture, and I had really been excited to try this coffee. It's called an Einspanner, I think, which is an espresso with lots of whipped cream. I didn't realize chives were such a huge thing in Austria, and for my breakfast was absolutely smothered in them. I didn't mind, as it was amazing and the fresh juice really set the day off. I used this time to get started on my map, laying down some of the key landmarks geographically, now that I had my bearings a little bit more. Salzburg isn't typically known for its street art, but I loved all of these signs and finding the odd piece of art as we made our way through to the fortress.
We found some pickles. There's Pickle Dick. Trying to get to the fortress, but have no idea how to get there. But every single building I'm going to show you, it's just all these little alleyways that take you through. This is very cool. This is so cool. Oh my god, it's a graveyard. We're in a graveyard.
To save our legs, we opted for the funicular up to the top of the fortress. We were in the very front carriage, which gave some incredible views, and it was super fast right up to the top. Tickets for adults, including entry to the fortress, were less than €20 each.
What did you think of that?
Sadly, this restaurant was closed, and I was devastated not to get the Nockerl dessert that represents the 3 local mountains that surround Salzburg. I am putting it in my map though. I had no idea what to expect with visiting this fortress. It was built nearly 1,000 years ago.
Oh, look, another bar up here. That is like the most medieval bar I've ever seen.
I feel like we're in a Disney movie right now.
I do too. Oh, this would have been so cool at Christmas time. Danny Simpson art.
It's one of the largest fully preserved medieval castles in Europe. The views are unreal and has several museums tucked away in the complex. It showcases the history of the place and the city with a nod to the musical heritage given Mozart was born just down the hill. Standing up here was great to be able to get my bearings of the city, and the fortress is definitely going to be included in the map. The fortress does feel like a little bit of a maze as you're walking through, but you just never know what's around the next corner and what you will find.
So just on the castle, that was pretty cool, but it was like a maze. There's so many different rooms, and now we're off to go get a beer. We need a beer, don't we?
As you wander through the old town, there are so many eye-catching things that you'll come across. There is modern art, buildings, cathedrals, music, the horses. I really would love to create a full city map, maybe one day. We stopped for a drink and so that I could do a little bit of research on the map and planning a little bit more before we went on our next stop. Mozart was born here in 1756, and this yellow building is the museum that holds his childhood violins, letters and family portraits, but also a spa.
We are in Mozart's spa.
Aprikots?
We got some peach snaps and some Mozart chocolate balls.
So it's a Mozart's apricot snaps in his birthplace.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Thanks, Mosey.
What's it like? Oh, let's not do that again.
Now we have a bit of a magnet collection on our fridge of all the different places that we've been, so we went into the tourist shop to be able to find one and for Carl to find himself a new hat. I loved the nod to it not being Australia, but this is one we ended up with.
So we just stopped at like this little wine bar. It looked really small when you first seen it from the outside, but then when we went in we worked out that there's actually a lot of locals that go to it. So when we sat down, we were chatting away to a guy called Joe, who's from here, and had a couple of wines, and he was sort of explaining a few different places that we should go to try, and then also got us to try, it would be kind of like a chaser that you have with the wine, I can't remember the name of it.
Oh,
Nuclear.
nuclear.
So we tried that. It was very sweet.
Yeah, I hope it looks like gravy.
Inside,
Yeah.
it's from the
Is it like a apricot or something?
apricot. Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Birne.
And then now we're off to a brewery to have some food, get another drink, and then head back to the hotel before we go to the football.
Everyone had said we needed to go to this beer hall. We didn't have a huge amount of time to spend there, so I went quickly to the toilet and this happened.
Just broke my fingers. Oh my god.
Me had pushed an automatic door that had slid into a cavity and my hand went in with it. I had to pull my hand out and it was very painful. The staff had no ice, so Carl actually went outside and got some snow for my hand while we got 2 beers and some food to be able to try and make the most of it that we could. The food was absolutely incredible and I worked out after the pain went away that
It's not broken.
I wish we had a bit more time here, but maybe next time we're back in Salzburg.
We have just got a taxi to the Red Bull Arena in Salzburg. It is Red Bull Salzburg versus who?
Somebody Vienna.
I'm from Australia, so football, or soccer as I would call it, is not something that I really enjoy going to, but I do find some of these matches quite interesting and Carl absolutely loved it. We had amazing seats. Unfortunately, Salzburg ended up losing the game, which obviously the locals weren't too happy about. But I did get a pretzel to end the night and it was such a fun day.
Good morning, it is day 3 in Austria and we've just gone and got a takeaway coffee. I'm going to try and find maybe like a pretzel or just something small to eat. But there's not much plans today. We're kind of, well, he wants to watch the Man United match, so we're going to find somewhere he can watch that while I do some drawing. So win-win.
Red Bull actually started right here in Salzburg, so as we missed it last night, we popped into the shop to get a football shirt and then stumbled across this market. It is apparently open Monday to Saturday and it has stalls right beside the university church. There's so much fresh food, treats, cheese, pastries, and a spot for a drink in the sun. Salzburg is definitely a place I would love to see in the summertime as well. It's such a magical place with train connections to other idyllic locations that you'll be able to explore as well. So after a quick stroll through the old town, we ended up at an Irish pub so Carl could watch the football match and I could get some ideas for the map together. Today's task was trying to take some of those spots that I had seen and the food and putting it in the rough area that it belongs in Austria. As Austria has 9 different states, I really want to make sure I'm doing each one of them justice. We were feeling a bit peckish and decided to check out Joe's recommendation. He was the local from yesterday in the wine bar and he told us to get the fried chicken. And let me tell you, I understand why this place is so popular. The chicken was unbelievable and it came with a side of potatoes. The potatoes were like a creamy lemon flavor, 10 out of 10, and I would easily split this between us because the portions were so huge. I finally got to try my first Austrian national dessert, which is apple strudel. It came with custard and whipped cream and definitely going into the mouth. By this stage our eyes were bigger than our bellies, so we had a lovely walk by the river and our last spot in Salzburg was to watch the sunset. This is a rooftop terrace and is right by the river with a gorgeous view of Old Town. It is the perfect way to end our time in Salzburg.
Hello, it's Danny from the future. I just want to say a massive thank you if you have come this far in the video already. This is my first YouTube video and I'm so excited to share this with you. I have been working really hard to be able to create this new format, so please add a little like and subscribe to this YouTube or a comment, anything like that. It really does help. Share it with your friends, and of course if you love my artwork you can get one for yourself from my website. Now let's get back to Austria. It is our 4th day here in Austria and we're heading off to Vienna for the day. It's an early train, so it's about 7 in the morning here, and we should get in around 9:30.
Vienna is Austria's capital and one of Europe's historical cultural hubs. It's known for its classical music, imperial architecture, and cafe culture. The Danube River runs right through the city, shaping its history, trade, and daily life.
I've just arrived in Vienna and about to go to the state library first. I've seen lots of pictures of it. It looks absolutely gorgeous, but it is a Sunday morning and everything is shut. I went into the supermarket and they have like sections that are cut off so that you can't get certain things on a Sunday. So that'll be interesting to see if it interferes with our day.
Our first stop in Vienna was the State Hall of the Austrian National Library on a Sunday morning. It reminded me a lot of the murals in the Vatican, and as an artist, I can't even begin to imagine how backbreaking painting this would have been. It was like stepping in Beauty and the Beast. There was shelves of books, ladders, sculptures, very dramatic and a great spot to see. We came here for only one day and had absolutely no plan, so I'm sure we missed a lot of things to do, but it was just nice to walk through the streets and absorb as much as possible. We came across St. Stephen's Cathedral right in the centre of Vienna, and it is one of the best examples of Gothic architecture in Austria. Its roof is made from over 200,000 glazed tiles forming patterns including Vienna's coat of arms. Inside, it is just as beautiful with soaring arches and dramatic light. I got my photo of it for the map. I also got a magnet of Gustav Klimt's artwork. He is one of the founders of Vienna's Secession art movement, and a hat that reminded me a bit of home.
I found a kangaroo.
Yes, there was actually an Australian pub in Austria. I found this very, very funny and just had to go in there to see if it cured any homesickness. We went in search of the canal to find some street art and a little bit of a different side to Vienna, and boy did we find it.
Found like a barge that has a sauna and a pool and a bar. I don't know if this is the right way.
Upon looking into this venue, it is actually such a cool spot with food, drink, pool, sauna, hosting parties, DJs, yoga. They also promote inclusiveness through people with or without disabilities working side by side to create a commitment to diversity and equal opportunity. Vienna is also home to the world's most expensive coffee. I didn't quite realize the price when I had ordered it, but here we go, a €13 coffee and an ice cream cone.
Is that a coffee and a cone? I thought you were getting ice cream.
I'm getting coffee and a cone.
Oh, shit.
Thank you.
Thank you
Cheers.
very much.
And here I am basically just trying to convince myself that it was money well spent.
Is it good?
It is a nice coffee. Because the chocolate's all around the outside, it makes it sweeter.
Yeah.
You live and you learn. Now off to lunch, we went to this restaurant. It is a very typical Austrian restaurant and it was delicious. While we were there, I had to go for Vienna's signature dish, which is the schnitzel. It was delicious, came with lemon and some potatoes. Our last stop in Vienna was Lou's American Bar. This was incredible. Definitely stop for a cocktail if you are in Vienna.
It is day 5 of our trip and we have just left Salzburg. We're on our way to Innsbruck, so it's about a 2-hour train. We don't have much planned for today. We're just going to go in and get our bearings, organise some of our ski stuff for tomorrow, and then working on a little bit of the map now. Let's see where I can get to.
Innsbruck is a postcard-perfect alpine city in western Austria. It is famous for winter sports and mountain views. It hosted the Winter Olympics twice and mixes colourful old town buildings with dramatic peaks rising from behind them. Our hotel dates back over 600 years and is in the heart of the old town, a stone's throw away from the Golden Roof. We checked into our room and this was the view from it. Absolutely gorgeous to wake up each morning and see the mountains right there. We found this spot as we were walking down the main street. It is a little sun trap.
Like, I haven't seen the sun since we were in Australia, and I didn't think that the next time we'd see the sun was in Austria. It's so warm.
While I was sitting here enjoying my Hugo Spritz, I noticed this. This is Nordgard, and it is a mountain range that sits over 2,000 meters above the city, and you can reach the very top within 30 minutes. And I knew that that was going to be the next thing that we needed to do. Carl had no idea what he was in for. We boarded the funicular, which takes you on a really lovely little journey along the river up to the first level. Now there's all different bars and cafes as well as houses. Then you board a massive gondola that takes you up the mountain very quick and very fast, and let me tell you, the white knuckles started to appear. You can ski and snowboard up here. There is a bar for a drink and food. It is a lovely spot.
Tis.
Step 3 is another gondola that takes you right up to the very, very top of the mountain. It is some view, let me tell you. You can barely see the detail in the buildings, and you are higher than the planes coming into land. It is insane.
Carl does not like me. He does not want to be up here.
We didn't have a huge amount of time up here because we were one of the last ones to make it up for the night, but it was a lovely spot to see, and I would highly recommend it.
The view from this seat. Look how high we are. There's the Olympic ski jump. Look at that sunset. Carl, he doesn't quite like it up here.
We got our photo to say that we did it, said goodbye to the birds, and headed back down the mountain to be able to get some dinner. Our hotel actually had one of the best restaurants in town, so we decided to get a drink and food from there. Carl had a venison lasagna, and I had the lamb.
Good morning, we are off to go to learn how to ski today, so this will be funny, won't it? I have never skied before. I've snowboarded, so I have no idea what I'm in for, but we booked a 2-hour lesson, and we're going to Schlick 2000. So we've gone to go get our higher skis and all that sort of stuff, and then catch the bus up there. But I'm actually really excited for it. Slightly nervous of hurting myself, but we're just gonna enjoy it. And
we picked up our ski gear that we had hired the previous day. It was all ready for us to go, and headed to the mountain. Unfortunately, we weren't off to a great start because we actually waited for over 90 minutes for our ski instructor to arrive. There was no contact, they wouldn't answer the phone, and we ended up going with the other school that was there. They were lovely. They arranged for us to get a refund and booked us in last minute to be able to do our lessons. I really wish I took more footage of this, but because we'd never skied before, I didn't want to risk ruining the camera, but here are some that you can enjoy. Quick feed and on to some slopes by myself.
I just made it down my first blue run. Like, I'm so happy. Look. I think it's like an easy blue run. I did fall the moment I turned down here, but I made it down.
I am absolutely wrecked. Went down the blue run 3 times, fell over probably 2 times.
but I did it.
What no one tells you about skiing is how incredibly painful the boots are to wear and how sore your body gets after a full day of skiing. It was very funny. We got our photo to say that we had done it and headed down for a well-deserved drink at the bar at the very bottom, as well as a apple strudel shop.
Cheers. Prost.
We caught the bus back and went to the hotel to prepare ourselves to go out for dinner. I was absolutely exhausted, but we went here. It's a bit of a beer hall sort of feel, but it was very close to the hotel and had a few traditional meals that I really wanted to try.
These are the dumplings that we got. Salad and noodles.
The best way I can describe this is just like mac and cheese. It was very delicious, very, very heavy, but delicious.
It's our last full day in Austria. We're off to find some coffee. My body is so sore from skiing yesterday. And then we're going to go check out this ski jump. I can't remember the name of it, but we're going to go check it out and see if there's anything else that we can do for our last day here.
We walked around the river and went into this little place, which is a bit like a market. There was so many different fresh fruit, produce, all that sort of thing. But we ended up heading to Summit and Friends, which is a cafe further up the main street, and got a flat white and eggs benny for breakfast.
So I've acquired my magnet. I like going into the little souvenir shops because although sometimes their stuff can be really, really tacky, it is often has like a lot of like symbols and ideas that I can use for the maps. So just had a little look around, and then I'm gonna wait for Carl to come back, and then we're gonna head up to the ski jump.
We went for a walk up the hill to the ski jump. I didn't realize how steep that hill was going to be.
Looking up that hill stuff.
This is an Olympic ski jump that was used in the 1976 Olympics. I have never seen one of these in real life before, so I was really looking forward to exploring it. Lucky for me, there was a funicular that took you right to the top and then a lift to the rooftop terrace.
I don't know if I'll
This terrace has views right across the city and then looking over to Nordkurt. And then if you go down one level, you're able to see the restaurant. The restaurant has all different food and drink as well as a signature dessert. It's such a shame we weren't able to see it in action. The Milan Olympics was actually happening while we were there, so I'm sure that it would have been incredible to be able to see something like that happening live. Just below this, there was another beer hall. I know this is becoming a bit of a trend, but I seen this meal that I really, really wanted to try. I didn't know what it was called, but I ended up finding it, and let me tell you, this was probably the best meal that we had in Austria. It was absolutely delicious. We wrapped up our final evening in Austria by a little walk around town, checking out a few of the vintage shops, including this one that had a DJ in it. I was told that you couldn't leave Innsbruck without going to the Liquid Diary, so we headed there. It was a really, really cool concept. There was all different types of cocktails that they had created, and it's about igniting all the different senses. As you flick through the menu, you then get to the blank pages where people who have previously been there have left messages, pictures, right through the book. I just love the whole idea.
So this is the Alpine. We try to put the woods around us from the mountains inside of a glass. It's a white chocolate ball with marmalade inside. And just to top it off, we're going to use this moss perfume that we also collect in the mountains and infuse at home. Activates alcohol and gives you the last hug of earthiness. This for you, patchouli is the main ingredient. So why not a patchouli perfume as well? Hope you guys enjoy.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Just gonna say cheers.
Well, cheers.
I got the Yakuza Club and Carl got the Alpine cocktail.
That's my straw. It's a straw.
Oh my god, try to do this in me.
It was such a cool way to wrap up our trip, and the staff was so friendly.
I am home now. Austria was such an incredible trip, and I have spent the last couple of weeks trying to plan everything on the iPad and getting my design right. So it takes a lot of work trying to get all of the landmarks in the rough geographical spot that they should be, and then I add in the people, places, things, food, drink, everything else that I can.
It was time for me to take down my island map. No, I haven't actually finished this one, but I haven't had a chance to finish it because I have to remix all of my acrylics, and then that allowed me to have a bit of space to be able to put up my new canvas. This one is a canvas roll, and I'm using a watercolor doodle grid method in the hopes that I'll be able to wet it and it will be able to remove, revealing the artwork once I've sketched it in. It's a little bit like a grid process. It's hard to explain unless you've actually used it before, but it ended up being like the best idea that I ever had. Sketching the design onto the canvas feels a little bit like a puzzle, so I decided to split this up into a few different sections. It was about 5 or 6 sections just to make it a little bit easier, heading from Western Austria right through up until Eastern Austria where Vienna is. I used gouache, which is a little bit like if you were to mix acrylic paint and watercolor paint at the same time. So it gives the sort of finish of acrylic, but it's more like an application like watercolor.
I've got 2 days until I launch this, and I was up really late last night trying to get as much done as I can, and then started this morning lining all this bit and sketching this out. So my goal today is to try and get that bit done. Wish me luck. I actually forgot that I had these in my bag, and it wasn't until I was painting this yesterday that I realized I needed to try one of these. I'm not quite sure what flavor they are, but here we go. I mean, I need this after the amount that I have been painting the last week. It tastes like alcohol in it. I think it's cherry. I don't know what's on it because the package doesn't say anything, but I actually think it's cherry. Because it tastes a little bit like a Starburst.
And here it is.
You're going to be able to buy this map in 4 different ways. One is from the Postcard Club. Now this is a monthly subscription where you sign up and you are automatically sent my latest map that I've done each month to your letterbox. They come as a little mini map version with loads of little extra goodies such as stickers and magnets. I love the magnets because it's a fun way to be able to put them onto your fridge and showcase all different places around the world. These are a few that I've already done in the past. Now, they don't come framed. That's totally up to you if you wish to frame them. I've just done them for the wall. But they're fun little versions that you can collect or pass on. The next way will be as a print. The print will come from this digital version that I've actually drawn, and it will be available in 5 different sizes: A4, A3, A2, A1 and A0. You'll also be able to personalize it, so the personalization is a way for you to be able to add a name or a date inside of it, which makes a lovely gift. The third way will be a limited edition print of this painted version. Now this painted version has taken me so long to put together. It is a really nice way to be able to get the collector's version of this. There will only be 10 numbered prints. And you'll be able to order that from the website. And the fourth way is the original. I mean, It's one of a kind, and I've really put my whole heart into this one here, so I'm really excited to see where in the world and who it ends up with. This is my very first YouTube video, and it feels really terrifying to be able to put myself out there, but I love traveling. When I'm drawing and researching maps, I spend a lot of time on YouTube researching it, and I thought, why not showcase the whole process of me actually drawing these things and traveling there, so that you can see that there is a real person, me, behind the artwork creating these things. If you have enjoyed coming on this journey, I honestly would love it if you could subscribe. I'm already planning my next map, but I would love to hear from you what you want me to draw. So if you could leave a comment below of a city or a country, maybe a town or a county that you would love for me to spend some time researching and creating, please drop a message or comment below. If you're on your mobile, you can also share and press the hype button. That really does help me as an artist to be able to showcase my artwork to other people around the world, and then that allows me to do this each month. So I just want to say a massive thank you if you've come this far in the video, and I hope you really enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next month wherever it may take me.